Hey, what's going on, everybody? Justin here, and it's been about a month since my last reading update in regards to Big Book Summer, so I figured I'd do one more today before kind of doing a recap one at the end of the event. For those who don't know, Big Book Summer is a reading event hosted by Sue Jackson. It's been going on for over 10 years now, and it's all about, just using the summer months to tackle some of our bigger tomes on our shelves and everything. And I have a video for my, grand master plan of what I wanted to accomplish during this reading event, and yeah, it's gonna skew quite bad, but like I said, I'll leave a link to her channel and in my video and my last kind of like update one, which you'll also see didn't go super well either. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. So the first one that I finished since the last time I did a check-in here is Dinosaur in a Haystack by Stephen Jay Gould. This is a collection of his essays that appeared in different things such as like natural history or Smithsonian and stuff like that, I believe. And I've read one of his other ones. Apparently there's like a dozen of these. Like almost all of them have been compilated into a book format at this point. This one I felt dragged on a little bit more. I think like the range of topics was just a little bit broader. There was a lot of I know a lot of people like enjoy kind of like the human connections and everything, and that's definitely there. But sometimes I felt like they almost took the forefront of some of the essays and stuff. I do remember reading Ever Since Darwin, and I really loved this one or that one. And not that this one was bad. I just felt like a few of them just kind of felt a little out of place, but some of them almost like made up for it for sure. This is the era. This one is a bunch of essays from like the mid 90s. So this was like right after like Jurassic Park became a thing. And that's actually where Dinosaur in a Haystack comes from. And this is sort of when scientists were coalescing around the agreement that the Chicxulub impact was like a major factor in like, the extinction of the dinosaurs at the late, Cretaceous extinction event. So it was kind of interesting seeing a lot of like kind of those references and that stuff, like from almost like a contemporary, like kind of like viewpoint. It was really interesting in that regard. And like I said, you're going to definitely get, if you know Stephen Jay Gould's stuff, you're definitely going to enjoy it. Like I said, I'm probably like nitpicking in the sense that I just wanted every single essay to be like, a home run and stuff. But like I said, overall, really good. I think it's about 500 pages of his essays. So yeah, pretty cool stuff if you like that kind of thing. And next up is The Culprit, for why I didn't get as much accomplished this past month as far as my reading goes. It's because of this monster right here that I got suckered into doing a buddy read with about 5 or 6 other people. But it's The Enlightenment, The Pursuit of Happiness, 1680 to 1790 by Richie Robertson, and I just finished it this morning. This is a beast. I think it's about 1,000 pages. I think it's about 800 pages of actual like reading material, or I guess reading material of the actual book itself, and then 200 pages of like end matter between like the notes and the indexes and stuff. I almost need like a day to kind of like process just everything. This book, the scope of this book is just so massive. You're dealing with tons of figures, tons of different like political and cultural events, tons of just philosophical concepts, art concepts, social concepts, different like changing attitudes, lots of different countries. Predominantly France is obviously kind of like the main player here, but also you got Scotland and England, tons of stuff from Russia, a few other ones like the Netherlands, getting tons of content and everything. Just kind of covering pretty much anything you can think of regarding the Enlightenment. It's probably in here in some way, shape, or form. I mostly like to use this kind of a book to be a jumping off point for like other more specific studies, just because I don't read a lot on the 16th, 17th, 18th centuries. That's just not like something I read lots of. So even though I have sort of the broad strokes and the framework for some of this history, I wasn't like super familiar with a lot of the players and everything. But like one of my big takeaways is I want to find a biography on Denis Diderot. He's kind of the main editor of that sort of underground encyclopedia that was like just a huge kind of catalyst for like Enlightenment thought. He's almost sort of like a central hub of sort of a lot of like networking and things kind of going on. But yeah, like I said, just lots of different things. I'm going to be like, definitely this is going to be one I'm going to be perusing the bibliography for, just to find like other resources on topics that I just want to get on a little bit more fully. But just to kind of give you an idea of the scope of the book, there's 14 major chapters to the book. But each chapter is broken into tons of like smaller chapters. So I think there's about 100. I can't remember if it's 100 or 120, something like that, like kind of subunits of the book. And just for example, like chapter 2, for example, is one of my favorites because it's all about like the scientific revolution. But I do feel like like separating it out a little bit quite that hard was, I don't know, I just wanted more of the sciencey stuff, I guess, in my opinion. Yeah, there's sub-chapters on like Bacon or Descartes, Newton and Newtonianism, experimental philosophy, the heavens and the earth, science and the Enlightenment public, and the harmony of science and religion. You know, stuff like that. So just tons of stuff kind of going on. Practical Enlightenment has the police, the encyclopedia, agricultural, medicine, bringing up children, schools and universities, and punishment. So yeah, there's just, like I said, anything you can think of for this like century or so of just, you know, culture or thought or figures and stuff, it's gonna be in here at some point. So like I said, there's 800 pages, and I had to kind of go a little bit slower than I normally do just because I'm not like crazy familiar with everything in there, but I'm very glad I read it for sure. Okay, so the next two are the one, this next one's gonna be one I'm starting like today, hopefully tonight. The other one is one I have started, and you're gonna hear about that book just pretty much all the time. And actually, before I forget, if you've made it this far, now that we're talking about the Enlightenment and stuff, here's the motto for the Enlightenment: Saper Aude, which means dare to know, or have courage to reason. Just really cool stuff. So I'm gonna ask you either subscribe if you've made it this far, or go like that item in my Etsy shop. Either one will do. But anyways, let's go on to the next one that I'm excited to start, and it's excuse me, The Secret History of Sharks, The Rise of the Ocean's Most Fearsome Predators by John Long. And I'm a total sucker for The Hidden Life of, or The Secret Life of, and then insert plant or animal here. I'm total trash for that kind of thing for whatever reason. But this one looks a little bit different. I was sent this by Ballantine Books, so thank you so much for that. It's a lot longer, actually, than a lot of them. Most of them kind of stick to that 250, maybe 300 page length. I think this one's about 500 pages, which is quite long for this kind of thing. Most of my nature books in general don't go over 400 pages. That was a hard, like, I remember like looking for ones to kind of include over the course of summer, and there just wasn't that many. So just finding one of these ones, and that was just really cool. Like I said, I've only read literally just like the dust jacket material, and I think like the first page or two, just like haven't got into yet. But now that the Enlightenment one is done, that one took up most of my like dedicated reading time. I feel like we're going to be going hard on this one as well. This one just looks like it's going to be just nice and relaxing. Just a full coverage history of the natural history and like lineage of sharks. Looking through the contents, there's 5 major chapters that are broken up into smaller chapters, but each one's like a different time period of sharks. So it's the entire evolutionary history, which is kind of interesting in the sense of how different they are from us. I mean, they have different senses than we do, things like that, but also just the whole concept, like any kind of bony fish, right? So around here, you know, we have like landlocked salmon and rainbow trout and brookies are like kind of the big thing. You know, our DNA is more closely related to any of those fish, any bony or ray-finned fish, or lobe-finned fish, for that matter, than they are, or what was I saying? We have their DNA, right? Any bony fish is more closely related to us than they are to sharks, which is just a weird concept, I guess, because like the cartilaginous fishes like sharks and everything diverged, evolutionary speaking, way before like the ray fins and bony fishes and everything, whereas we're actually like technically in a clade with them before sharks, which is just kind of a crazy thought. Like that always like sticks in my head when I'm talking to people for whatever reason. But on the back here we got Steve Brusatte with a nice blurb for those who recognize that name potentially. Where is my Rise and Fall of the Dinosaurs? Right there. Probably like one of the biggest like nature books kind of going around, but definitely like kind of the gold standard for dinosaur nonfiction at the moment. He has a really cool blurb on the back that I thought was nice. In this magnificent book, the eminent paleontologist John Long tells the true story of sharks and their evolutionary legacy spanning hundreds of millions of years. Rich with scientific detail and enlivened with stories from Long's decades of fossil discoveries and cutting-edge research, this book is the work of a master scientist and storyteller. It will make you see sharks in a new way, not as bloodthirsty monsters that we should fear, but as nature's ultimate survivors that can teach us about evolution and environmental change. So like some parts of the book are going to deal with how sharks survived pretty much all the major like mass extinctions that they were around for. Probably most notably the Permian one, which I think wiped out 90-something% of all marine life and everything. So, you know, how did they like make it through that? There's gonna be chapters on like megalodons and kind of like the era of like the giant sharks and everything, and then obviously modern sharks and stuff. But yeah, apparently there's a lot of research and archaeology. On the dust jacket, it was talking about how there's archaeology digs on all 7 continents that are gonna be included and everything. So I don't know, it just sounds like it's gonna be just a ton of fun, just really exciting. And to be honest, like I if you've been following my channel for the recent past and stuff, I was kind of talking about how I've been doing really bad with like medieval history books recently. I've read 2 other shark books in recent memory I can think of in recent memory, and both of them are home runs. It was Emperors of the Deep and Why Sharks Matter. Both of them I found were fantastic, so I'm hoping I can go 3 for 3 with shark books. So anyways, like I said, really excited, looking forward to that one. And then lastly here, here's a book you're gonna see a ton of, so you might as well just buckle up, get ready for it, because I can just tell this is gonna be a good thing. And this is Polis, A New History of the Ancient Greek City-State from the Early Iron Age to the End of Antiquity by John Ma. First of all, super attractive book, just looks so nice on the shelf like that. But this was sent to me from Princeton University Press, so thank you to them for that as well. But this, I've already read, I think I'm in the middle or towards the end of like chapter 2. And now that, like I said, now that Enlightenment is kind of over with, this one I think I'll be able to like start picking up on a little bit more. But this is definitely one I'm going to want to actually kind of savor in a way. Like I love Greek history. Ancient Greek history is probably my favorite historical time period to read about. Just really love it. I really enjoy the notes. I wish they were footnotes so I don't have to keep flipping back and forth, but I've been really enjoying like the notes on all like kind of the sources and different like kind of tidbits he has included in the back of the book. But just super lovely. The first chapter already had like 4 case studies of different poles that he was using, and like 2 of them I had never even like heard of before, so it's just gonna be so good. He's like consciously, you know, going to be including things from like all over the Mediterranean world for Greek poles to kind of prove different points and argue things and show examples and stuff like that. And a lot of times when you're dealing with, you know, the ancient Greek city-states, you're always stuck with like the big ones, you know, like Athens and Sparta, which are like almost like outliers. They don't really make a lot of sense compared to like the average polis experience was. So like I said, this is just gonna be super awesome. I like his writing style so far. It's definitely like kind of more on the academic side per se, but like you're able to fully understand everything kind of on the first go around. But it's definitely got more of a, it doesn't read like a monograph. It's definitely like just literary intent too. I wouldn't say, you know, maybe not poetic writing, but just really good nonfiction writing. I don't know, because I don't know how to explain it per se, but he's got included different charts and everything. Remember on the first chapter here, we got different graphs and charts on like the different sizes of different poles that we found and like estimated on like their size and stuff. And for example, you know, on the largest polis size, there's only 3. It's, you know, Sparta, Athens, and Syracuse. I believe, yeah, Syracuse must be the 3rd one. And it shows like how certain poles are definitely like outliers in regards to size and population, different things like that. So like I said, just gonna be really enjoying this. I have a great feeling about it. Like I can just tell, like hasn't missed any boxes yet. Granted, like I said, I'm only on chapter 2 out of quite a lot. I want to say I think it's about 600 pages of text, and then let's see, actually we got right here, it is 554 pages of text, and then another, I think like 100 of notes, and almost like another 100 on the index and stuff. But like I said, I've been really enjoying it so far, and it's just like I said, I would I'm just gonna probably predict to tell you guys to brace yourselves, because you're probably gonna see it a lot from now on whenever like Greek stuff comes up. I guess I can't predict if it's gonna be a favorite, but if I was a betting man, I would probably say so. So anyways, let me know what you think of any of these 4 books, if you would read them or anything like that. And if you got recommendations for really big books over 400 or 500 pages in history or nature or anything like that, let me know in the comments down below. I've gotten some really good recommendations in the past like week or so, so thank you all for those who are leaving comments and stuff like that. I think I will be doing like a video pretty soon on like kind of some of my favorite recommendations I've gotten from people on videos and everything like that. But anyways, whether you're reading big books or not, always remember, read victoriously.